Hi folks, I hope that you guys are doing pretty well. So yeah, today is Sunday, the 11th of June, 2023, and here I'm on my usual spot. Yeah, just shopping around Sydney, if you like, for some groceries and things like that, and checking out some of the activities that are going on. It's roughly about 2 p.m. So the sun is going down at 5 because we are in winter right now. So, but anyway, I want to be testing my new Sony action camera, if you like. It's a square one. It's very similar to a GoPro. Now, I already have another Sony, but it's actually in a different form factor. So I actually prefer the square ones at the GoPros because I can put them on my chin mount, when I run my motorcycle, and so I can make better videos if I got the square type, if you like, or GoPro cameras, if you like. So yeah, I'm gonna be checking that out, doing some filming in 4K, see how that goes, yeah. But anyway, yeah, folks, the Geo-Political is heating up, and also the Prophetic is adding up as a result of the Geo-Political. They both go hand in hand, and yeah, we are seeing right now how Iran, it's kind of like just about bordering on Israel's red line. A few days ago they announced that they now have a supersonic missile on the ready. So we have to see whether this so-called hypersonic missile is actually legit or not. So if it is legit, then we are very close then to the Elam Battle prophecy, folks. So I think that we are very close to this. And it's not just me saying. Many commentators are saying this themselves. So this, of course, then will trigger the Secret War of 38, 39. So yeah, things are heating up in the Prophetic, and the global economy, folks. We're just keeping on having issues, with the never-ending rising inflation worldwide. It doesn't have a cure, folks. It doesn't have a cure because, the fact that global energy prices for, electricity, and also the cost of oil, especially diesel is used in transport, and as long as you got energy and diesel going up and up, this is gonna be causing the high inflation because companies have to pass on this cost to consumers, and so there is no end to these, folks, and this is what's gonna cause first of all, I'm predicting that most economies will go into some kind of recession, and then as we head closer towards the tribulation, when the tribulation happens, then I think that's when we'll have the Great Reset, because I did say many videos before that the Great Reset is just pure graph and evil, and that's going to happen during the trib. The Holy Spirit is not going to tolerate this during the church age, but I think moving along between now and the rapture, I feel like we're going to see many countries going into recession as a result of the high cost of energy prices. And in the last few days, they have predicted most economists here in Australia that Australia is going to be going into some kind of recession next year. We are seeing how interest rates keep rising on a monthly basis, and wages are not keeping up as a result on a monthly basis as well. It's not like if you got a job, it's not like you get a wage rise every month. It only happens once a year, especially if you work in the corporate sector. And so, and actually, wage rises are very hard to come by, so they're not easy. So, and this means that people are having to fork out more money, to buy their debt loans, say if you got a mortgage, and so people are getting squeezed on a monthly basis, and the only way is to actually, work longer hours and spend less. This is kind of like the end result. So it's a sinking ship, folks, and it's a sinking ship all over the world, because high energy costs are happening everywhere. you know. Um, for example, in Australia, they just closed down in my state a coal-fired power station. So, in the last year and a half or so, we already had 5 blackouts in my local area. And, the price of oil keeps going up and up, folks. And especially for diesel, diesel is needed in transportation. So, yeah, it's getting very difficult, folks, and many of you, including myself, are wishing for a rapture of the church ASAP because, look, folks, let me be honest with you. I hope that I'm wrong, about the 5. I hope that I'm really wrong, because, the cost of living is just getting, a little bit difficult every month, with the interest rates going up. We are getting squeezed, and I see the rapture, to be honest, midway 25, if not 2026, and between now and then, financially for everybody around the world, it's going to be a little bit tough, folks. So it's there's just no easy solution to this. The fact that people are not getting a monthly wage increase, just means that you might have to cut down on your holidays. You might have to sell the second family car. For some people, you have to cut on extravagant expenses. Things like that. So or even work longer hours, because you're gonna have to find that money somehow to, if you're buying a mortgage, you're gonna have to find that money somehow on a monthly basis, because interest rates keep going up and up and up. So, and also food prices as well. Everything is going up. I notice even just about on a weekly basis how food prices keep going up and up, even by a few cents, but nonetheless, things are going up, folks, and everything is adding up. And like I said, wages are stagnant, so, it's tough, folks, it'd be nice to have a rapture, soon, but, I hope that I'm wrong, but I can't be wrong, folks, because the thing is that all these end-time Bible prophecies that have been prophesied, for the period that we are now in the end times, in the church age, and the fact that we are now seeing, the nations of prophecy aligning together. We are seeing Russia, having ties with Iran, with Turkey, China, South Korea, and so on. The nations of prophecy are binding together, and we know that soon we're going to have this Elam, prophecy come to pass, possibly Isaiah 17.1, the secret war. And then we're going to see the signing of the covenant, and then the third temple. The third temple is going to be what's going to keep the church here for a little while, folks, because it has been prophesied by Isaiah, Micah, to be fully established, at the end of the church age. And so it's when you think about the third temple, before it goes up, you got to think about how the Alaska and the Dome of the Rock has to be demolished to make room for this, beautiful third temple. They're going to build it according to Ezekiel chapter 40 to 48. So it's going to take a little while, folks. But I think that with modern day building technology, you can do this pretty quick, because you can prefabricate, a lot of things these days. I normally see, in downtown Sydney, they're building up a lot of towers, and I see semi-trucks, bringing in pre-formed concrete blocks and things like that. So, it shouldn't take long. And, the third temple is not going to be more than 2 or 3 stories high, I'm presuming. So, it's not like it's going to be a tall tower, It's going to be a very wide building. It's going to have a lot of walls surrounding the third temple. So, but it's not going to be a tall tower, so it shouldn't take too long. But yeah, nonetheless, folks, we gotta kind of like, we're gonna have to dig in to have the patience to survive between now and the third temple, So we're gonna have the rapture of the church imminent at any moment, because if we do, then this will make the God and the prophets liars, because they prophesied that these five will happen, at the end of the church age. So, I know that a lot of people don't like me saying this because, they want the rapture of the church to happen at any moment. Let me tell you something. Listen, we Christians, we are ready. In terms of nothing being needed for Christians, nothing is needed. I agree to that extent, because all of us Christians, we are ready for the rapture of the church at any moment. All of us are ready. But you know what the issue is? Is that Israel is not ready. And God has a covenant with the nation of Israel. And between now and the rapture of the church, it's all about Israel. It's all about God setting up the nation of Israel so that, they can face, the atonement during the tribulation period, with the two prophets, Moses and Elijah. So, it's all about God now setting up in this transition period, okay, setting up Israel, to face the atonement. So that's what it is, folks. It's not like God can just ignore Israel, in Israel, they need that third temple ready and fully established when Moses and Elijah woke up, once we had the rapture of the church, The rapture of the church, like Amaya realized time and again, is not imminent. It cannot just happen at any moment, because then this will make Jesus and the prophets liars, and we're going to have to be patient, folks. We're going to have faith in Jesus. And, all of us are already saved. And if you place your faith in Jesus, then, what is your problem? Shouldn't we be living by faith? If you live by faith, God will provide everything that you need. I know He provides everything for me that I need. So He will provide everything for you. You just got to have faith and, ask Him to look after you. God looks after His own. We are the children of God now. So God is going to be looking after us. So, but we got to have patience, folks. We got to trust in the prophetic. We can't just say, rapture of the church at any moment. We got to have faith, in the whole Bible, in the whole world. We can't sort of just ignore it because we don't like hearing it. And in a way, I'm actually looking forward to this Ezekiel world, because I want to see the power of God. How God defeats this great northern army, raining, hail and brimstone, from heaven, and things like that, and everything else that is going to happen, we're going to be seeing, this big earthquake, the Ezekiel earthquake. So, yes, there's a lot to expect in the prophetic, So, yeah, that's why I highly urge you guys to read about the five, Isaiah 17.1, the Elam Baal prophecy found in Jeremiah 49 verses 34 to 39, read Ezekiel 38, 39, read the prophecies about the third temple so that you know what to expect, So now regarding Ezekiel 38, I did a video not long ago in which I was talking about, the merchants of Tarshish. Okay, now I've done a lot of research on this. Okay, I don't want to keep this video too long, but basically, Shiva and the Den is to do with the Saudi Arabia Peninsula, so in the Saudi Arabia Peninsula, you have obviously Saudi Arabia, but you also got Bahrain, the UAE, and Qatar, and so on. And so Shiva and the Den are actually these countries that are in the Arabian Peninsula. Okay, now the merchants of Tarshish, according to all the research that I've done about the Phoenicians and so on, it's more to do with the British, if you like, the British Isles, how, in the time of Ezekiel, okay, the Phoenicians were trading in tin. Tin was very important to them because tin was actually fetching high prices in the Middle East. Tin was actually needed as an alloy to make bronze And so in the British Isles then, especially in Cornwall, in the southwest of England, there was mining for tin, if you like, in that area, and also in the other British Isles as well. And tin was something that the Phoenicians really wanted, and Tarshish, if you like, then it's more to do with. Now, I know that Tartessus is in the southwest of Spain. Okay, so the Phoenicians also set up colonies in the southwest of Spain, and but I think the Tarshish in Ezekiel refers more to the British Isles. Okay, because then it says the merchants of Tarshish with the young lions. The lion has always represented the UK, the United Kingdom, if you like, or Great Britain, and the young lions refers to those countries that Great Britain colonized, if you like America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and so on. So so basically, what you're gonna be having is Saudi Arabia, and those are the countries in the Saudi Arabian Peninsula, like Bahrain, United Arab Emirates, and so on. They're going to be protesting when Russia comes down for to invade Israel, if you like, in the northern mountains, okay? And they're also going to be protesting together with the merchants of Tarshish, if you like, Great Britain, America, Australia, Canada, they're going to be protesting that Russia's coming down for the spoils, So that's all it is, But like I just said, Tartessus was an ancient city, if you like, in the southwest of Spain. So if you like, biblical Tarshish or Tartessus, if you like, was in southwest Spain, where the Phoenicians set up a colony. But it's also to do with the British Isles as well. It's Tarshish is kind of like a combination in the time of Ezekiel when the Phoenicians were dealing with the British, if you like, and with the Spanish. They were trading with those nations, if you like. The Phoenicians wanted to get tin from the British Isles and silver from Spain, and they were prepared to trade that with ivory. What else? Wood, fabrics, and things like that. So there's a lot of information that you can dig up for yourselves, but I don't want to keep this video too long. So so that's all I wanted to say, folks. It's going to be tough between now and the rapture, folks. We've got to have a fair bit of patience. This third temple is going to take a little while. We've got to find the endurance, and also we're going to see many countries going into some kind of recession as a result of high interest rates, high energy prices, and this is also going to bring unemployment levels up as well. Expect high levels of unemployment because as a result of people not being able to spend income on luxury goods, if you like, then people are not going to be going to shops to basically throw their money on things that they don't need, so there's going to be a lot of layoffs as well, folks, so expect unemployment to go up as well. And this inflation, like I say, it has no cure. As long as the cost of energy and oil keep going up, it has no cure, folks, because these two then rise the cost of living, because commerce or companies, they're buying enormous amounts of money, on the monthly bills or on energy alone, and they got to pass this cost to their consumers. So you can expect, the inflation to keep going up, folks, and people are going to have to work harder, even longer hours, even work on weekends, just to, keep up with the interest payments, as they keep going up on a monthly basis. So, yeah, it's a lot on the economic front, folks, to take in. So, try and save your money as much as you can, and things like that. So, have discretion with your spending, So, yeah, yeah, it's yeah, it's just a bit speechless, folks. All right, folks. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.